Hey folks, it's Dave back here in Studio B and recapping the 77-78 hockey project I'm doing. Boy, this has been one of my more funnest projects I've done in quite some time here. And I'm kind of glad that I did it this way. As you know, I'm playing the 77-78 NHL playoffs, starting with the opening round, and I'm doing it in many different games, and that's what's really made this fun. Is I started off with Action PC, then I'm doing Inside the Crease Hockey, and then I'm using a PC Strat PC. I even used Strat Cards and Dice using the helper. And then this morning I did the Red Wings Flame series using Shootout. So I'm using a bunch of different games, and I haven't even broken out the APA yet. Okay, so I've had so much fun. I haven't even played the APA hockey cards and dice yet. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to recap the series and then see what you guys think about going forward, what you would like to see me stream here on the channel. Because I know I've been streaming a lot, but I'm really excited about the product, and I've had some great games, but sometimes too much is too much. So let me know what you think. So let me recap what happened, and then here at the end we'll talk a little bit here. So okay, so here's what's going on here in my little PowerPoint presentation here. We started off with the Rockies and the Flyers, and boy, this is a great series. The Flyers pulled out a 3-2 win at home, and they needed to come back, and they needed overtime in game 2 in Colorado, 4-3. So that was a fantastic series. Again, streamed both of those games, and that was really, really fun. The next series was the Buffalo and the Rangers series, and this was my first upset, as Buffalo was by far the better team. The Rangers only had 73 points that season, and we had that double overtime game in Strat PC. Boy, that was oh man, back and forth. That was a fun game there. I streamed that one. I had a lot of people watching that one. We had a lot of heart attacks going on in that game. So, but Rangers pulled it out 5-4 in double overtime, and then coming back, New York won 6-5 back at home to take the series 2-0. And I'm trying to remember if I did that one in the Strat Cards and Dice or not. I think I did that one with the cards. Anyway, so the Rangers win, and they'll be the low seed going forward. Then we had the Toronto and the Kings series, and this was won by the visitors all the way. LA 3-2 in Toronto. Then we go back to LA. Toronto wins that one 2-1. We go back to Toronto, and LA wins that one 3-2. So the Kings upset the Maple Leafs. Excuse me, and they will advance in their series. And then the final series, which I played this morning, it was Atlanta 3-2 over Detroit in overtime. And I did all these this morning in shootout hockey. Oh, that's the other thing. Shootout hockey. Didn't think of that. So that's the other game I use. So I'm using all kinds of different games. It's been really fun. So in shootout hockey this morning, Atlanta 3-2 over Detroit at home. We go back to Detroit. Detroit wins 4-2. And we go back to Atlanta, and it's the home team. So it's the exact opposite of the Toronto-LA series, where all the visitors won. This time all the home team won. And in game 3, it was 4-3 Atlanta with about 3 or 4 minutes left, and they got a penalty shot goal. How about that? Yeah, in shootout hockey, Atlanta got a penalty shot goal to make it 5-3. And so the Flames go on to beat the Red Wings. Now, let me back this up here and show you kind of what happened in real life, so to speak. In real life, the Flyers won 2-0. Again, a 3-2 win in game 1, so I got that score exactly right. But the Flyers did advance. In this one, Buffalo beat the Rangers. So this was an upset here. The Rangers over the Sabres. That was an upset. This one here, the Kings won. I mean, the Maple Leafs won, so the Kings winning, that was an upset. So I've had 2 upsets. And then over here, actually, Detroit would beat Atlanta in real life. But here, Atlanta being the favorites, they won. So I had 3 series go very differently than real life. So what does the next round look like? Well, this is what the next round looks like. So we have, again, you can see the winners, Atlanta, LA, New York, and Philadelphia all won. And here's kind of how it seeds out. Now, 77-78 was very, very, very odd how they did it. They seeded the bottom 8 teams they played out, and then they went back and they reseeded. So as it turns out, Chicago actually won their division, but they were lower seeded than some of the preliminary round teams. It's not gonna, it was a really weird thing. It took me forever to figure this out, but I think I got it right. So the Canadians are number 1 seed. They'll play the Rangers, who going forward have the lowest amount of points. They only had 73 points, as I got my notes here. So that's going to be the Canadians and the Rangers matchup. The Bruins were the 2nd seed, and so they will take on the Kings, who had 77 points again, and that was an upset win over Toronto. So the Bruins and the Kings. And then we have the next series would be the Islanders and the Blackhawks. The Blackhawks with 83 points. And they actually won the division, but again, they got a bye in the first round, but now they're reseeded in normally, so they will be seeded there. And the Flames with 87 points will take on the Flyers, who are the 4th overall seed when this is all said and done. So kind of how it worked out is Montreal, Boston, the Islanders, and the Blackhawks all had a bye in round 1. But going into round 2, the Blackhawks are not going to be a home team. They're actually going to be on the road against a team. And I think in real life it was against Boston. They would play Boston. But in my replay, because we had some upsets, it's going to be the Islanders and the Blackhawks. So that's what I got coming up here on the channel. Now why I want to talk to you guys here is this series here is going to be a best of 7. All these are best of 7 going forward, I believe. So, the question I want to ask everybody here is what would you like me to do for the streaming here? I mean, I've been having a blast streaming these games and sharing these with everybody, but now that we're getting into 7-game series, I want to know your thoughts on this. And be honest, but be nice. Okay, you know how it is. You don't got to be a jerk about things. But if you feel like, well, you're streaming too much, and you should just stream the deciding games, I can do that. I feel like, hey, stream a home game from everybody, and then whatever. Or would you like me to continue on with the project, doing what I'm doing, playing the different games, streaming every game of the project? What I've actually been doing is I've been streaming this series. I was gonna do like I'll do game 1 of Atlanta, game 1 of Toronto, game 1 of Buffalo, game 1 of Philadelphia. But I found it was better when I did the entire series in one shot, because that way I was streaming back to back. We were getting a little familiar with the players, rather than bouncing all around. So I think that's how I might do it. Is I'll pick a series and stick with it, so I can get familiar with the players, and you can get familiar with the players. But let me know what you think. So again, these are my matchups coming up in round 2, as I have the final 8 teams, best of 7, I believe it is. I'll double check that real quick, but I'm pretty sure it's best of 7. So I'm going to go to my my hockey reference page here. Yeah, that will be a best of 7. So it's kind of weird. They went from best of 3 to a best of 7. Usually it would be 3, 5, 7, but they went right to best of 7. So yeah, so I got the Canadians and the Rangers. I got the Bruins and the Kings, the Flyers and the Flames, and the Islanders and the Blackhawks. Again, it's very different than what happened in real life, but let me know what you think. Should I go back to streaming every game, or should I play some games offline, maybe play a couple games of shootout and get a couple of games of the series into the bank before I start going online? But let me know what you think. I'm interested. I'm split, because I've been having fun with this, and we've had such good games. In fact, if we go back to my scores, let me go back to the beginning here. Let's look at the scores again. So again, 3-2 and 4-3, both 1-goal games, including overtime. The next series was 5-4, double overtime, and then 6-5. Again, more 1-goal games. And then we have all of these were 1-goal games: 3-2, 2-1, 3-2. Everything was 1-goal game. It wasn't only until we got here that after the 3-2 overtime game that we had games that were blowouts. They were 2 goals, blowouts, right? 4-2 and 5-3. So all my games have been great. I've been really lucky, blessed, if you will, to have such luck here with the streams and the games being good. I haven't had any like 5-0 or 6-0 games that were over. We've had a bunch of overtime games, and I know that my luck will eventually run out. So let me know what you think. Going forward here into round 2, we have 4 series here in round 2. They're all game 7. They're going to be best of 7. So, and Al says, I like to see the first series online, then go as you feel. Okay. Yeah. So again, I'm open to suggestions here, because I don't want to, overload everything here. I don't think you need to stream everything. But whereas it's a product, now this round here, if everything's a sweep, it's 16 games, because it's four each. And in worst case, if it goes the distance to 7, it'll be 28 games. That's a lot of games to stream. Let's see, I've already done 3. I streamed 10 games so far. They've all been fun. So I don't know. I just thought before I go and even think about what to do, I just look for some feedback here. Sometimes too much is too much, but I mean, if it's a fun project, then it might be kind of fun to to, like I say, to have every game streamed here for, just my own future use, to say, look, I streamed every game and I played different games. I played Shootout, I played Action PC, I played Strat, I played APA. And it might be fun to have all those on a playlist somewhere, to go back and have those all archived instead of playing a few offline. So I don't know. I'm torn on this. So I figured I'd jump out here on this Thursday morning after I banged out the Atlanta-Detroit series, which is fun. And just let me know what your thoughts. Please just leave them in the comments. Let me know what you think. I'm not going to go with the majority. I'm not going to create a poll or anything like that. I just want to feel some guys out. That's all. Yeah, and then someone else talked about the elimination games is to to play offline, and then when the elimination games come up, so that could be, that could potentially be games 4, 5, 6, and 7, depending how it goes. So I could actually get 4 games in. Someone else suggested, play one game at each arena. So maybe stream game 1 and play game 2 offline, and then stream game 3 and see how it goes from there. So at least I could get a home and away for each team. So I don't know. I'm up in the air about that, because I do stream at weird times. Sometimes it's morning, sometimes it's night, sometimes it's afternoon, depending on the work schedule and what goes on. So I don't have a set schedule, so to speak. I'm trying not to stream too much because I know we have other people doing other projects at night. So I don't want to be doing every night and clogging up the community. That's for sure. I don't want to be selfish about this. So that's what I'm trying to figure out, what would be a good thing here. But because there's so many games left, I don't want to say, geez, I'm going to do it twice a week and then have it take me 6 months either. This is a project that's going well. I'm really into it. I'm having a lot of fun. So I'd like to kind of wrap it up sooner than later. So if that means playing games offline, I will, because I don't need to clog up the streams as much. But I mean, let me know what you think. I'm looking for ideas on how to go forward here now that we got the best of 3s out of the way. And like I say, if I play Shootout, the games go quick. I could maybe even bang out an entire 7-game series in Shootout in an hour or two. So that could be kind of fast. The other games take a little bit longer. The Strat PC, that was pretty good. I think I was about 40 minutes on the Strat PC game. I got that going pretty quick. Action PC was closer to 45 minutes to 50 minutes. APA, I know on the tabletop will be over an hour, and Strat Cards and Dice will be probably the same, about an hour. So again, these are not quick games except if I play Shootout. So I'm open to suggestions here. So again, I'm going to just repeat myself here, but I'm going to wrap up here this morning. I'm going to go take the dog for a walk, and then I'm going to go and get my day going here, get ready for my weekend work. So let me know your thoughts going forward. What would you like my streaming schedule to be as far as playing this out here? So anyway, let me come back to the big screen here, and I'm Dave, and this is my 77-78 hockey playoff project, and I'll talk to everybody later. Have a good night. Bye-bye.